Hello everyone, today we're exploring influence tactics, strategies leaders use to guide and persuade others in the workplace. These tactics help shape decisions, drive collaboration, and build workplace relationships. Legitimacy relies on the authority or organizational rules to justify a request. Rational persuasion presents logical arguments and facts to show why a request makes sense. Inspirational appeals taps into emotions, values, and aspirations to gain commitment. Consultation involves engaging others in decision making to increase support. Exchange offers rewards and favors in return for cooperation. Personal appeals rely on friendship or loyalty to gain agreement. Integration uses flattery or friendly behavior to make requests more appealing. Pressure includes warnings, repeated demands, or threats to gain compliance. Coalition enlists the support of others to strengthen influence. Each of these tactics play a role in workplace influence, and leaders often use a combination of them. Now let's dive into real-world examples.
Influence is key in any workplace, especially when improving efficiency. For example, in my role as a public resource specialist, I noticed my colleague was very stressed manually checking medical applications, which took a lot of extra time and sometimes led to missed details. I used rational persuasion, showing how my checklist reduced review time, and also inspirational appeal by highlighting how this could help patients get approved faster for their medical benefits. To increase adoption, I asked for their input, which was my consultation, offered to help them with file organization, which was my exchange, and mentioned that another coworker was already benefiting, which was the coalition. As a result, my colleague adopted the checklist, application process became faster, and she was much happier. This example shows how simple influence tactics can drive positive change in the workplace. And here is John Alva with our next example.
Hey boss, I just purchased some tickets to go to Hawaii next week. I know it's really short notice, but I would really like the time off. Sorry, John, but our deadline is next week. We can't afford to let anybody else take time off. Our policy does state that you need 3 weeks in advance to get time off. Well, that's not fair. How can you do this to me? You know what? I'm just gonna have to look for another job. Listen, John, we're almost done with the project here. When the dust settles, I'll give you your time off. I'll also give you some great contact information of a friend of mine. He always lets me borrow his car when I'm on vacation there. In this example, the boss refused the vacation request by referencing the company's policy in the form of legitimacy and also clarified that he needed 3 weeks' notice. Legitimacy is an example of an influential tactic where an authoritative figure references their actions based on organizational policy.
The basis of power explains where power comes from and how it influences others. Power is divided into formal power and personal power. Formal power is based on a person's position in an organization and includes 3 subcategories. Coercive power influences through fear, like punishment or job loss, whereas reward power influences through incentives like promotions or bonuses. Finally, legitimate power is based on authority and one's role, like a CEO or manager. Personal power comes from a person's personal attributes and includes 2 subcategories. The first is expert power, which influences through specialized knowledge or skills, and the second is referent power, which influences through admiration and respect. In short, formal power comes from a role, while personal power comes from traits.
Good morning, Jessica. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I just wanted to discuss your deadlines, and if you're not able to start meeting them in a timely manner, I'm going to have to start cutting your overtime.
Yes, I understand. I really need the overtime, so I'll make sure that I'm meeting my deadlines.
This skit was an example of coercive power. Coercive power is when someone uses the fear of punishment to make others do what they want and feel like they'll face negative consequences if they don't. Now off to Andy Tran with the next example.
The boss said the only way I can get that raise by the end of the year is if I increase my sales by 150%. I guess I better start grinding. What I just showed you was reward power, the opposite of coercive power. By being able to distribute rewards that others value, that person will then have power over them. In my scenario, the boss holds the power of giving raises, which in turn makes the employee work hard, producing positive benefits for everyone.